23? It says, you know what? I got set up. It says 2024 here on the sheet that I'm looking at. So
Oh,
I stand
oops.
corrected.
I was typing fast.
It's okay. Time really flies. 2023, thank you for that correction. Let's have the roll call. Marjorie Austin.
Here.
Beth Justice.
Here.
Larry Tuning.
Here.
Bill Goldsmith is here. Alana Courtney.
Here.
Mary Hansen is absent. Sandy Sturgill.
I'm here.
Having a quorum, let's continue with the meeting and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the approval of the agenda, we need to, I would like someone to make a motion to amend the agenda for two things. One, when it comes to a referral of short-term rental policy for adjustment to the Planning Commission, a formal vote wasn't taken, and that would occur later. And also, by the end of the year, we need to be in compliance with the Chesapeake Bay Protection Act of the Comprehensive Plan, and it needs to come into compliance with the current regulations of the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality. So, under old business, we would like to do a referral to the Planning Commission for short-term rentals. And in our new business, we would add comprehensive plan modifications.
No, I think it's going to be updating the ordinance.
Updating the ordinance, yes.
But
And reading those things,
we don't have we have to have a public hearing on that, so.
for the,
For the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
right, but we need to
The planning
bring it under,
The planning commission has to have.
have it brought under compliance. And I'll read the two things that are formal here. This matter of revising the town's short-term rental ordinance was discussed at the last meeting, but a vote to formally refer it to the Planning Commission was not taken. The Planning Commission is in the process of gathering information from individual members of the town council and of the public through the use of surveys. An article that requested the input from the general public was scheduled to be published in last week's Southside Sentinel, but was delayed by the publisher. This article appeared today and in today's Sentinel, but listed the due date for responses as today, August 24th. We should inform the public that the deadline to the responses has been extended 1 week to Thursday, August 31st. The Planning Commission shall consider the input received at its next regular meeting to be held September 12th, at which time it shall begin to formulate a proposed recommended ordinance. And the recommendation would be to
No.
approve that. When it comes to the new business under the comprehensive plan, modifications of the Chesapeake Bay Protection Act portion of the town's comprehensive plan need to be brought into compliance with the current regulations of the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality. This is boilerplate language required by DEQ dealing with information required on site plans and plats, as well as a new map for the comprehensive plan and additional language about town activities. And again, that's coming up. We are required to have that completed by 12/31/2023. So do I have a motion to change the agenda to amend that to include those two items?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Just, where are these ordinances?
Which ordinances?
The one that's being referred under old business, I think you said short-term rental?
Short-term rental.
Where is that in the
It's not
packet?
in here.
It's not.
Got it.
It's not in the
It was
packet.
just given to me this morning.
Okay, do you have an ordinance?
We,
Okay,
No.
then you can't refer it.
Right.
And
Okay.
same thing with the Chesapeake Bay.
okay.
I just was trying to cut to the chase,
Right,
rather
okay.
than have you add it and then say it.
Well,
Can't the, under the duties of the planning commission, can't the town council assign for consideration matters?
No, that's
Right.
not how the referral process works. I mean, they can ask them to look at something, but if we're
Well, that's what we're asking them to do, to look at something.
So how do we go, what's the step forward?
We have to have a short-term rental thing, ordinance. I mean, that's what we have asked.
Yeah, we have one.
And we've asked.
We're trying to amend it.
To review it. But would ask the planning commission to review it.
The ordinance isn't in the packet in order to make, to adjust the agenda for it.
I see what you're saying, Marjorie.
Neither of these have an ordinance for it. And the Chesapeake Bay Act, if I'm understanding correctly, needs to have a public hearing.
Well, that
As well.
ordinance should be in here also. We will have to have a
Right.
public hearing.
Right.
But yeah,
So none of the ordinances are here
yeah.
to do the agenda modification or to even act on these.
Well,
Okay.
I can provide so far what's available for the Chesapeake Bay Act, if that is a consideration. But the whole matter is, I thought the planning commission was being charged with looking at certain items. Not that we're referred specific ordinance to them, we asked them to write them. Who is gonna write this ordinance that's going to be reviewed by the planning commission? That hasn't been done.
But usually the zoning administrator or planning person does it.
Well, I haven't done it. I have been waiting for the planning commission to consider it after the input was
Finished.
gotten from the town council and from this survey that has been out there. So if that's something I should be doing, direct me to do it, and I will do it.
Well, I'll say direct you to do it.
Right,
In both instances,
Then-
and then don't modify the agenda.
Right.
right. And I know that I'm trying to remember how we got the short-term rental that was put in 2019. I don't think the council sure didn't write it. It was the planning commission. So that was wrong too then, right?
Yep.
I realize it's before your time.
Well, I don't want to comment on that. Let's just go forward.
I'm just clarifying.
Wasn't the Middle Peninsula Regional Planning District Commission doing something with the Chesapeake Act for us?
They did, and the town council wasn't satisfied with what they had done.
Okay.
Yeah, Louis Lawrence presented something that was also, 2019?
Yeah, something like
But we need to be in compliance. And so, all right,
that.
Well.
Next meeting.
never mind.
Less we gotta do.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Take a vote. Marjorie?
Yes.
Beth?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
I say yes. Alana?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
All right. Moving on. Looking for-
Next is the minutes. So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 22nd, 2023.
Do I have a second on that?
Council meeting as
Second.
presented.
Sorry, there was a change. You should have the change. It's to be the June 22nd and July 13th.
Yes,
Or
I'm
up-
sorry.
up-
Yes, I apologize.
Thanks.
June 22nd and July 13th.
I'm looking for my stuff here. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Let's take a vote. Marjorie?
Yes.
Beth?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
I say yes. Alana?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
And I am looking for my stuff, so I'll go back over here. All right. Town Administrator Report,
That's you.
it's me. People may have noticed that Virginia Department of Transportation has started doing work on Kent Street. They've put down some patches along there to work on the drainage. They're supposed to start working on the Colorado and Cross Street section at some point in the near future. Middle Peninsula Planning District Commission, MPPDC, is hiring a grant writer to be shared amongst members of the district. We are going to be allowed to buy into that. We don't know at this point what our portion or obligation would be, but it does allow us to have another access to a grant writer. Conversations with Matt Walker, the price that is going to be given to us is going to be less than the county pays, which is only fair, but is going to be dependent on how many people sign up to share. There was a survey in today's paper that we already read for short-term rentals, and getting public feedback is going to be important going forward to see how people feel about that. And I think that is,
Oh, you had,
I can't find the sheet that I wrote down this stuff.
it's in the binder that I did.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. But what else am I forgetting here, Martha? That's the ones I had written down from before. That one is, oh, and the last item is that we do have an ad placed for VML for the replacement town administrator. The town attorney is listed as the initial recipient. As those applications are collected, they're going to be sent to the Personnel Committee. All of the applications, after they've been checked for background checks and those kinds of things, are going to be then forwarded to the council in general. We do have one application that has been received. Somebody has a background in public administration and a degree in such, and we're waiting for more to come in. Boundary line adjustment paperwork has been filed, and that's a project that's behind us. Something else that's important to know is that when Garth left, he did a very good job of distributing the capital projects and duties that he had, distributing them amongst the staff that occurs, lessening my burden. Roy picked up most of the capital projects. Michelle and Martha have done an exemplary job of filling in for the places that were gaps otherwise. And that actually does complete my report.
I have a question
Okay.
about this. The ad is for a town administrator, not an interim.
Yes.
Town
Right.
administrator, are we just going to jump from Bill straight into an administrator? So I was kind of confused because I thought we were
Yeah.
going to be looking for an interim, and then John Anzavito was going to speak with all of us when we could all be together. But it seemed that one of the people has not been available. Maybe they could Zoom, I'm not sure. And then who's going to vet the people and do the background checks and,
Well-
do all of that? Because I know Martha doesn't have time to do it, and Roy's not going to have time, and certainly Michelle. So will that fall in your lap, Bill, to do the vetting and?
Well, that's, as they come in, they're going to go to the Personnel Committee, and we can divvy up those responsibilities. Like the one that we have in, for example, one of the things that I did today was go to the websites of things that he had on his application to look at newspaper articles at about the time he left to see under what circumstances reported in the newspaper to see whether he, resigned suddenly, whether he, gave notice, whether there was some dust-up that was in the paper beforehand that caused him to leave, so that we would have an idea. I have not called any of the references, but that's the kind of thing that I can do with my days for sure.
Well, there's lots of steps for recruitment, and I think we're selling the town short by not getting somebody. If you don't want John Anzavino, at least somebody with his same capability of guiding us through this.
Right, and Mary's been out of town. I did ask Martha to set that to try to coordinate a meeting with John Anzavino, because Larry, Mary, and I are the members of the Personnel Committee. I thought it was really important for the three of us to be available to get that done, and Mary's coming back tomorrow.
I don't think at any point anyone has said we don't want help from John.
No.
I didn't,
Nope.
I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying if
Yeah, right.
we're not, we're doing the town and ourselves a
We can use
disservice.
all the help we can
A-
get.
Absolutely.
Right.
So that's why I'm kind of bringing this out with that being part of the administrator report, is that, we went straight for an administrator and not an interim. So I didn't know if we were going straight from Bill to a permanent person that we don't know may work out
Well, right.
in
but
that
the-
small
the
amount of
same-
time, and then we're back to the same search again.
The hope in that was that we would have somebody actually apply for the job and not go from one interim into another person. That's not panning out, and so interim may be the way to go. We did have a line on some people that might have been able to fill in, and that hasn't panned out. And that could have been in my report too, but two people were asked for interim positions on a lead through VML, and they weren't interested.
In my conversations with Michelle Gowdy at VML in placing the ad, she mentioned two people that perhaps could do it on an interim basis, but neither is available, so.
And if somebody puts in an application, certainly will be entertained on any level.
Right.
Other issues? All right. Finance Committee, wasn't a meeting. Treasurers report.
That would be me.
Wake up, Michelle.
As per published, I don't know if anybody has any questions. Just been doing a lot of collection agencies, different departments, and some of it's paying off.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions on the treasurer's report?
How much is a meals tax over what it has been?
I didn't hear you.
Meals
Meals
tax,
tax over what it's been?
yeah, that's been really rising, and
Especially for July, because I had some that were 2 and 3 months delinquent.
oh, okay. All
Ah,
right, I got you.
yeah. July was that's quite a payout, $26,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I collected $841 just in penalties, so.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. Barbara, Pool Committee?
Excuse me.
Okay, I'm pleased to report that visible progress on the new pool in Tabor Park is being made. The pool has been dug and the initial pour for the floor has been made. The pool house has been framed in, wrapped in Tyvek, windows installed, it's been roofed and shingled. Interior colors and materials have been ordered, and the crews are now making preparations for electrical permit inspections. Is that still right, Roy?
Yes.
Okay, and because of the rapidly rising materials cost that forced us to reduce the pool house footprint, we will be using the existing snack shack until such time, hopefully, that a more permanent planned wing can be added back in. But before the fencing is installed, the construction crew will place the shed next to the new pool house and make any necessary enhancements that they need to so that it can draw electricity and other utilities from the main building. Although it is not per se part of the contracted work, the committee is consulting with Heisler Construction Company and looking at some other companies as well for a slide. And hopefully, we are hoping that Heisler will do the advanced prep work, installing the necessary plumbing, putting it in place so that when we do get a slide, it will already plumbed and can just be placed without tearing up anything else. Meanwhile, we're also exploring non-contracted expenses such as a pool cover, not part of the contract, but I think that needs to happen. We've also been conferring with a professional on plans for staffing and setting up the basics for the first season of operations, which will include assemblage of necessary equipment, organizing schedules for various uses of the pool, management protocols, and potential ongoing fundraising processes to help with maintenance and upkeep once the pool is operational. We've also been considering additional means of raising or underwriting user fees for low-income families. And it appears, as of today, that the completion date is still scheduled for sometime in October so that we can look forward to an opening in May of 2024.
Great. Thank you, Barbara.
All right.
Question. The slide, did we vote on the 4,000? Was it 4,000 we needed to get that?
43.
And that was more
4,300.
informative because the project is, at this point, still under budget, and
That's fine,
it's less than $5,000 technically.
But
No
community needs to know
Yeah,
that
and
we
we
have
did-
agreed to fund whatever it takes to get that slide in.
Right.
Yes.
What we did was,
Yes.
Did you?
Well-
Did you?
Yes.
while we were,
Well, we can vote on it right now if you want, but I mean, but we went through, we agreed to.
right, we were at a spot where if we were going to run a line,
We had to do it.
it was time to pour, because it was time to pour the foundation and some of the other things, it'd be a lot harder to add it back in, and so a place was picked to have a water line in place, and like I said, because of the amount.
It was under the 5,000,
It was
so
under
we
the
didn't have to
5,000.
vote on it.
So we
But
didn't have to vote on
agreed
it.
to do it. Right.
But I did call people to get a consensus to make sure that everybody was okay with it.
And everybody
And
was.
everybody was for it,
So-
yes.
So there you go.
Because this was the time to do it, and that was different from the last minute adjustment for the
Dry
fire
hydrant.
stanchion, the fire suppression stanchion.
It's absolutely a no-brainer for us to do it.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
So, the bottom line is, the pool will have a water line available for an appropriate space for a slide.
And the concrete padding as well.
Right.
Yeah, the support.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah,
But there's no slide included in that, the physical slide.
No,
Right.
but we're gonna
No,
work on
but
that.
we're going to
Yes.
work on that too.
exactly. That's on the
Okay.
wish list.
Yeah.
But it'll be ready to go there once we find one.
And,
Maybe I can find out a price of one. That would help.
I have a,
Right,
I've
we've-
already done that.
Well, let us know.
yeah, prices are
No, in the concrete.
all over the map, but there's some good ones out there for reasonable costs. All right, pool committee. Beth, it was only like a 4-minute meeting.
Oh, the water committee?
Water committee also has water.
Wasn't that long. Oh, gosh, let me find it. Hold on. It's in here, right, Martha? Did you give it to me?
No, well, you guys have like, what was it, just updates on the project, right?
I wasn't at the committee
The-
meeting this week.
The water tower passed inspection, and the flushing of well number is gonna be scheduled for next month, correct?
Middle of September.
Middle of September.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, I wasn't there, I was on a conversation, I think, with Sheriff Bushy. But anyhow, moving on. Sandy, Project Funding Committee?
Yes, well, I did apply for what is called out-of-cycle funds. I talked with Mr. Boykin, who's the director of the River County's Community Foundation, and I have completed and applied for that. And hopefully there was some leftover money that we might be able to get to use for the pool. Have not heard anything. I applied for it 2 weeks ago, have not heard anything yet from them. They did say they had received it and they didn't have any questions on it, so I'm hopeful that we'll get something from that.
I think it's out of
That
cycle,
completes my
isn't it, Sandy? They,
Right,
they
they-
approved all the money early, and now we've come in later.
Do it in May.
Right.
And so
Uh-huh.
we need to keep abreast and make sure if we don't get the money that we approve, that we
We-
apply again.
A date to apply for the next is the first of the year.
I got you.
And then this is just money that was left over, the way I understand it, that
Okay.
had not been allocated and was there. Might not get a lot, but, a
Right.
few $1,000s might be good.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
this-
same
this-
one that Wayne Jesse had told us about.
And those foundations usually have a requirement to give a certain amount of their basis out. If they don't do it, then it's available for something else. But anything else?
It's very much tied to low income. Pretty
Right, on
much
that
all
one.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else with fundraising?
We have tried to get the 501c3 through, I don't know if I should even talk about that now because it's not settled, but I
Right.
think that we're working towards having the use of that. We've gotten several commitments for large sums, but we have to have a 501c3 to put it through.
Right.
And that's the holdup. We
Right.
should have, had a 501c for the pool
I thought the money
a
could
long
run through
time
the
ago, a
town.
year ago, but we don't have it, and it's really
There's-
a problem.
There's there's some question, there's an advantage if you go directly from an IRA to a 501c3, that you will get 100% of the benefit of your required minimum distribution and have no tax problem if you give it through a 501c3. And according to Gary Clay, that wasn't the case if it was given straight to the town.
Okay.
So there's a real advantage for people that are using retirement money if we can run it through the UBI, and we're in talks with Ann Miller.
UBI?
Yeah.
I
UBI
thought they were
still-
defunct.
No, they still exist, and they're going through a decision as to whether they're going to keep going and use that as an arm to fund more projects like the pavilion, or whether they're going to pass it on to us and then to the UBA. But her intent at this point, I think, is to hang on to it. And once they decide what's going on, then that opens up a funnel that we can have access to those funds that people can give through their IRAs, which gives us probably an
Right.
extra 30% kick on the funds as it comes in.
So evidently, we have received some type of donations. I see the marker
Yeah,
in the park has
we have-
changed.
We have received some donations. We've had some,
Matching funds donation, what was 15,000, and that was matched. And we have some other funds that have given us a letter of commitment, but we don't want to take the money until we can have the.
But what moved the marker? That's actually money we have. Is that what you're saying, the 15,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
yes.
So that's what it moved up, 15,000? Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
Ilana, the grant you're talking about, what's the name of it from the Rappahannock?
River County's Community Foundation.
They are tied to low income, but they've
Yes.
given a lot of money to the Deltaville Maritime Museum.
Yes.
Given money to the ballpark. We fall into the category, very
Right.
strongly fall into the category. of
Yeah,
being
well,
able to get
we
money from that.
we failed to apply for it in time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. All right. Moving on. Public comment, Tammy Putney.
Good evening, Town Council. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. Tammy Putney, 36 Meadow Lane. I'll be real quick. I just have some short-term rental concerns. For several months now, the town's been talking about the illegal short-term rentals. A couple of questions I have. I see cars are still being seen parked on those properties. My questions to the board are as follows. What is being done about the illegal short-term rentals? Have letters been sent out? If so, were those letters sent registered return receipts? As I'm sure your attorney probably will tell you, if they weren't, that was a waste of a postage stamp. If so, what date was done on the compliance? Was it a 10-day, 50-day, 30-day? And what is the penalty for non-compliance? That's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Comment?
I think they're legitimate questions. I
Yeah.
think we should know the answers to them.
I don't know the answers.
Yeah. And I don't know the answers, but we'll find out.
I do know they're being used.
And I can't remember in the one that stands in whether there's a penalty for non-compliance or not. And is there-
$250.
Yeah, I couldn't remember that was in what we talked about going forward or whether it's in the current one.
It's in the $150.
150?
I thought the survey and
It was
the new
250.
ordinance and all is what's gonna,
Right. We're waiting for that survey to be finished. I mean, not survey, the questionnaire, right?
questionnaires and that type of thing, but I don't know where we are exactly on all that, but that's what I thought. I thought that's why we were sort of
All right.
floating along. Maybe not, I don't know.
Based on no adjustment to the agenda, old business goes away. Under new business, Councilmember Austin has recommended a second opportunity for public comment be added to the work session and the monthly meeting agendas prior to the announcements section of the agenda. Staff has also been requested by the public to do this in order to provide public feedback on council actions. No fiscal impact, and the recommendation is to approve. So do I have a motion to approve an additional public comment to be added to the work session and the monthly meeting agenda prior to the announcements section of the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the additional public comment to be added to the work session and monthly meeting agendas prior to the announcements section of the agenda.
I'll second.
All right, motion is moved and seconded. Sandy,
Yes.
is there any comment, just out of curiosity?
Oh, is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
No comment.
okay, then let's take a vote. Sandy?
Yes.
Alana?
Yes.
I say yes. Larry?
Yes.
Beth?
Yes.
Marjorie?
Yes.
All right, made and seconded. And passed. Resolution 2023-006, Public Access Authority appointment. We had decided that the PAA bylaws state that the primary seat holder shall be a member of the appointing governing body or its chief operating officer. By adopting this resolution, there will no longer be a need to draft a yearly resolution appointing the town administrator to the PAA. And so this is a motion to name the town administrator or acting town administrator as the primary seat holder going forward to the Public Access Authority. Do I have a motion to
I so moved.
do that?
I don't have a problem.
So moved. All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second.
Who seconded?
A second.
But I do have something before you go to the vote.
Okay, I was going to ask for comments. Yeah.
On the third whereas, it states down there that a respective member governing bodies, a primary and an alternate representative from each member locality. I think it would be in our best interest to have an alternative person that could go, person to be able to attend that meeting in case the town administrator is away, vacation, sick, hit by a bus.
Yeah, I've been the alternate.
And, oh, go ahead.
I've been the alternate for
If
I don't
I
know how
could-
many terms.
Yeah.
And I've been to about 4 meetings. And when, it hasn't always been
Right.
the administrator. Boyd Wiley did it for a number. It was, council members did it as well.
Right.
And I don't know what, maybe this has all changed. The only problem with the alternate thing is generally when they call you, it's for some, and they're looking for a quorum. And when I would go into those meetings, I knew nothing about anything. I mean, they're talking about islands down in Gloucester and all this other stuff in Matthews. So I don't know if you're gonna do it, if you can have an alternate, that alternate needs to be abreast of what's going on versus just somebody that they call. on a
So they would
regular
need to meet with the town administrator after meetings or what
They
have you.
Yeah, they need to, I mean, they call me, I mean, I was the alternate, I guess, last week, 2 weeks ago, they called me and I went down there.
Right.
So, but
So you were going to say something, Andrea?
You may wish to vote on the resolution that's before you and then make a separate motion about.
But that's in the resolution about the alternate.
That's their language. It's not saying that we're putting an alternate.
Right.
It doesn't
Right, but that's where, saying that's where I got it from was
Yeah.
that.
And I can do another one that has the alternate, or we can do another alternate later, but right now, the main concern was getting the primary, because that's what PAA needed.
Well, you could just,
Okay.
if council is so inclined, vote on the resolution to appoint the representative. And then, Ms. Austin, you could make a motion to appoint so-and-so as the alternate. and that would satisfy it.
Yeah, because the PAA just needs somebody designated, and we're trying to make it clean.
Yeah,
so
that's,
it goes-
that's fine.
Right.
I'm just saying it would be,
Right.
whoever it is needs a backup, whether it was you or Sandy or,
Right.
Martha. I think you need a backup person. So anyway, we've motioned and seconded, and I've questioned, and now we go.
Okay, so then subsequent to this, we can vote on who's going to be the alternate. Is that correct?
If there, yes,
If there's an appetite for doing that.
yes.
All right. So, motion seconded, discussed. Let's have a vote. Sandy?
Yes.
Alana?
Yes.
I say yes. Larry?
Yes.
Beth?
Yes.
Marjorie?
Yes.
Now to, going forward, do we want to appoint somebody now? Is that,
Guess we can get a consensus. I just think it would be a good idea so that we're not missing a meeting and missing something that might be important.
Well, Larry's always
Well,
done it.
but I don't mind doing it.
okay.
And probably I know more about it than even Garth knew about it, to be
Right.
honest with you.
Well, then-
Probably, but not because I've been on the committee, but because I've dealt with public access is
So
one of the
long.
most significant things that we deal with in the county and the town.
Well, if you're willing to do it,
But-
Larry.
But it may be better to have somebody like the assistant, the county or town administrator or Martha or somebody like that because of just what I'm saying. I didn't come in and converse with Garth as to what was going on,
Right.
She or a person would be here that would be there. But, I would go into these meetings and I didn't know what they're talking about. I mean, islands down in Gloucester, I know there are islands down in Gloucester, but,
Right.
and they have a lot of public access. We're unfortunate in Middlesex County that we don't have hardly any public access to the water. But Matthews and Gloucester, of course, Matthews is not a larger county, but Gloucester's a much larger county. But most of the stuff deals with those areas, not so much us.
Right. And that's the way the Middle Peninsula Planning District Commission is,
Exactly.
too.
You may think about that.
But you can't have an alternate on that.
No.
I don't know, but I don't know if we have ever
No.
had an alternate.
So is there, Larry said yes, but is there someone else that may be interested in being the alternate for that meeting, once a month meeting?
Well, my thought is somebody on staff, they would be here and they could, they would talk to the town administrator.
Michelle, Martha,
Don't make eye contact.
I don't
Don't
mind.
make eye contact.
Roy?
I really don't mind.
Okay.
I'm
No-
not adequate for what I do, so.
Nobody on staff wants to do
That's a good
that.
answer.
So- Okay,
I
so
volunteer as tribute.
I'll make a, is it an amendment to the resolution?
Nope, you
or
just make a motion.
No.
A motion
it's just a
to, for Larry, to appoint Larry Tuning as the alternate representative for the, what's it called? The MP-PAA.
Public Access Authority.
Right. Okay, there's the motion.
Second? Anybody have a second?
Second.
Way to step up. All
Hard to
right,
do.
any discussion? All right, Sandy,
Yes.
Alana,
Yes.
I say yes. Larry?
Abstain.
That's fair.
I thought
That's
you'd
fair.
say no.
Beth?
Yes.
Marjorie?
Yes.
All right,
Oh, shoot.
all right. Any announcements?
I have an announcement. Second Saturday was a huge hit.
Kudos to you.
Huge.
I heard that.
The food trucks did great. We had one winery there, just some ABC compliance issues that we're dealing with. You can now bring your cooler, you just can't bring bottles into, if you're a distillery, you can come bring your distilled spirits and sell them there. We did a 50-50 raffle. Unfortunately, I walked out with the envelope laying on the island. Our half of the raffle was a couple $100, so we're gonna forward that to, for the pool committee. To the pool fund.
Cool.
So that's what we're doing with our part of the 50/50.
That's why the line went up, Marjorie.
Is that it? Our huge $175, $200? Well, heck, if that's all it takes, wait till next month. And next month is Stuck on a Name,
Yes.
and our sponsor for that is Jamie Allstate, or State
Oh,
Farm?
Jamie Cornell,
Jamie Cornell with State Farm.
Cornette.
Cornette, okay, thank you. So.
And I'm
hope to s-
already lining up the bands for next year.
Yeah, we've got two that we're going to bring back for sure.
I've hooked up with the Michael Clark Band. They're coming. I've already got them down, and we're hoping Anthony Rosano was coming back.
Well, he said he would, so let's
But he
hope
might
so,
be
'cause
on
he was
tour,
great.
though.
He
Yeah,
was great.
He might be on tour,
He
but
was they were super band. They were very,
Yeah.
very nice, very good people.
And congratulations on the success of that particular event.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
I heard some amazing things about that.
Yeah, it's really been
And hope to
And
see
it-
everybody there
a good
next month.
addition to town. Any announcements from over there? Michelle?
I'd just like to, let everybody know that the pool, I mean, the pool, oh my God.
Christmas.
The Christmas parade.
The pool parade.
Full on the brain.
I like it.
The pool parade.
Everybody's-
Will.
Christmas parade, date has been changed to Saturday, December the 2nd.
Oh, good.
Will still remain in the evening at 7 PM. We're filling in, we're trying to make it a fun day for the kids. So we're gonna do the Christmas pet parade. We're working in some other activities in the afternoon. The judges will be moved to Tabor Park to utilize that area, and lessen the big gaps that happen in the parade from being held up in the very beginning. So the judges will be down there. I know we're gonna have the Middlesex High School Choir singing for a time. We're working on the hot chocolate cook-off. There will be a light maze for the kids, and we're hoping to decorate Tabor Park up to make it a fun little area. The fire department will still continue with their food and all.
Nice.
Have Santa Claus there, after the parade, and some DJing music.
And
going on.
Mary and I are going to sing.
What's that?
Mary Hanson and I are going to sing.
Okay.
We'd like a spot
Very
on the
good.
entertainment lineup, please.
Okay, you got it.
Can we do s'mores for the kids? Can we figure a way to do that?
I actually thought about, could we do some kind of fire pit, you know, have little chairs and all, and do something, marshmallows or, but.
Marshmallows.
Have the open fire in
What the hell's a
downtown.
marshmallow?
From up north.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
It
Ha-
just-
have a
don't
pumper
ask
truck
me
there
why,
ready to
but
put it
I
out.
do have the amounts of things you need to make 1,000 individual s'mores kits. But I will not have anything to do with it.
So anyway, if anybody wants to volunteer anytime or help in any way, just let me know and, you know, gladly accept.
Okay, thank you. Any other announcements?
I just wanted to make one thing clear, because we agreed to fund the infrastructure for the slide, not to purchase the slide at this point.
Right.
I didn't know whether that was clear or not.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Motion
Sure.
to,
We're for the slide, I knew that.
Exactly. We've got the place, we got the water line, we've got the will,
Exactly.
we just don't have the slide yet.
motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second?
May I ask a question off the record?
We got a
We're
second.
on the,
As soon as we adjourn.
It's in your turn.
So you're joking.
not
All
to
right.
council as a whole, though.
We got a
Yeah.
second public
Seconded.
comment,
Did-
though.
Did you,
Pay taxes and I can't.
yeah, did you second?
I did,
Okay.
twice.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All right, no discussion. Sandy?
Yes.
Alana?
Yes.
I say yes. Larry?
Yes.
Beth?
Yes.
Marjorie?
Yes.
All right. Now,